Hello and welcome to Bourbon Rocks. Tonight we're going to review William LaRue Weller from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, commonly referred to as Weller BTAC. Okay, so the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection is an annual release of different bourbons and ryes with different proof points, different age points, different mash bills. And it's the creme de la creme of Buffalo Trace, aside from Pappy Van Winkle, of course, which there's great comparisons between the two. We will get into that in more detail in other videos. But this is the Weller, which is the wheated mash bill, and it's aged about 12 years. This is the 2020 version, and it came in with a proof point of 134.5, so that's quite up there. Obviously it's barrel proof. They clearly each year has a different proof point. It's not single barrel. They're dumping the barrels and batching them, and they're getting a batch proof for the year. But this is 134. It varies every year. 134.5. So we're going to expect it to have lots of flavor and lots of heat in it. So let's see how it goes. We're going to pour some. We've done several reviews of different ages of Pappy Van Winkle, and trying to do too much comparison in this video. I'll do a little bit, but we're going to get into some head-to-heads between the two in other videos. So first off, we start out and we'll look at the color, and it's definitely sort of a ruddy auburn, reddish brown, beautiful color there. And the body is just, amazing. This thing is really full body. It like sticks to the glass. It doesn't really run that much at all. It just clings. If you leave it there for a second, you're going to see this nice ring all the way around, and it just kind of stays there. Very full bodied. Here we go. Let's nose the bourbon. We got our Glencairn glass as usual, as we always do on Bourbon Rocks. Okay, the first thing, you're going to get hit with that alcohol because this thing is a 134.5 proof. That alcohol is going to hit you in that first blast when you first put it to your nose. But just give it a second and then go back. And sniff again, keep your mouth open. And then you're going to start getting those flavors, that brown sugar, cinnamon, like a little apple pie. There's some raisin, not as much fruit as we had with the Pappy, but some appley, raisiny. There's that pie crust that you're going to have with wheated bourbons. This is rich. This stuff is really rich. You'd expect that with a hot proof point, pulling those extra flavors out of the wood. Okay, so let's taste Weller from the BTAC. That's warm, but not hot. For 134 proof, you'd expect this thing to be really, really hot. I always thought the Pappies, even though they're lower proof, actually drink hotter than their proof. This Weller, as high as it is, does not drink that high. It's warm, but not super hot. So that gives you that warming mouth and a very creamy, warm mouth feel initially. And I start to get that, this stuff is amazing. It's like a Krispy Kreme donut. Anybody that knows Krispy Kreme, that warm Krispy Kreme donut, when the sign is on, everything's warm. Or like the custard filled, the vanilla custard filled ones with just a tad bit of chocolate. Oh my, this is a custard filled Krispy Kreme donut, warm, with a little bit of the chocolate on the outside. This is amazing. Absolutely incredible. There's not as much fruit as the Pappy. You get maybe a little bit of raisin bread in it, sort of, but it's not as much of that. It's more of that kind of donutty, sugary goodness with vanilla custard and a little chocolate. There's a little nuttiness, like a little pecan, I think. Let me try that again. I want to see if I can get that again. That was too quiet. That was too fast. Let's do it a little slower. You got to cut through that Krispy Kreme donut again. I mean, that's just amazing. You know, there is a little pecan, like, you know, there's Keebler pecan sandies. There's little delicious cookies that you could eat the whole box of. Oh, this is absolutely amazing. I mean, this is truly one of the best bourbons I've ever had. Now, to be fair, this is not the first bottle of this I had. I mean, I just opened this one today, but I've had 2 bottles in the past. And this has always been one of my favorite bourbons ever. And this bottle is right up there with the best of them. It is truly one of the best bourbons on planet Earth. The finish is very long, very creamy mouthfeel. You start to get a little bit of the mint. It's still in my mouth. That finish is so long. It's like a little chocolate, minty, raisin bread. You know, when I was a kid, my mom used to make this raisin bread. It was like, or there's many little pull parts, little cinnamon pull parts. That kind of flavor. It's just, it's heaven in a glass. This is absolutely incredible. Let's have a little bit more. It's astounding that it really isn't that hot. This is 134.5 proof bourbon. I mean, you got to be careful drinking this stuff. You want to drink it fast because I don't think it's really that hot. But you really have to. It's just so good. It's like that Krispy Kreme donut. It's like you want to eat it so quickly, but you just need to stop and savor the flavor, because this is a flavor bomb. It is unbelievable. I mean, you're going to see videos later on in this series where, you know, I'm not going to be as excited as this, trust me. But this is pretty freaking exciting. This stuff is golden. It is amazing. Absolutely. We're going to follow up with a few other bourbons, and later on we'll do rye too, but we've got the other 2 bourbons in the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. They're coming. You know, I love wheated bourbons, so I know that this is going to be that. I've had Stag before too, and we'll see how that goes. But this is just absolutely amazing. So it's going to get an ace, obviously, because it's one of the best bourbons on planet Earth. Can I give it a double ace? Well, I guess I can do anything I want because it's my website. But I'm not going to do that yet. We're going to wait till we compare it to the Pappies and see. Maybe a pair of aces. This is absolutely one of the best bourbons you're ever going to drink. It's not going to be cheap. If you win the lottery, you know, you're probably going to get it around 99 to 100 bucks. But if you're going to pay secondary market on the internet, it's going to probably be around 2,000, 2,500 bucks. So it's very expensive. But it, you know, and when you get into those prices, it's always hard to say that it's worth the price. I don't know that I've really had anything that's truly worth that price. But I tell you, if anything's going to be, this is going to be pretty damn close. So, all right. So here's to the William LaRue Weller from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. And it is, again, 134.5 proof. This is the 2020 version. And it's wheated. It is amazing. So cheers. I'm going to finish this. I want to chug it, but that's really bad move. Oh, hey, forgot. One more thing. Let's put just a drop of water in it. I'm not going to chug it, really. No. But I want to. So this is Kentucky limestone water, okay? And we're just going to see if that changes anything. It does bring more fruitiness into it because there wasn't a lot of fruit initially. More raisiny, a little bit of cherry, tiny bit, not like the Pappy cherry. Pappy's a cherry bomb. This is a little more raisiny, but still, it's that. Well, I got the apple pie in the nose. Let's see what it does to the palate. where there's a little more of that vanilla drizzle. This is not oaky, okay? Well, it's only 12 years, so the Pappy had a lot more oak to it to me, and more fruit. This has less oak, more chocolate, vanilla custard, and more of that just delicious donut flavor. I mean, this is amazing, unbelievable. All right, so cheers to Weller BTAC, one of the best bourbons that you're ever going to drink. If you get your hands on it, take it by all means, okay? Thanks. Come check us out on our webpage, bourbonrocks.com. Thank you. I can't help but chugging it. It's so good.